Hello everybody, I'm Jaytos and welcome to Video Game Corner. Video Game Corner is a video game review show based on video games I've played throughout my life. I'm not just going to review old games or new games, good or bad. I'm going to review games from every genre and every generation, and some are going to be my favorites that I hold in high regard, and some aren't. Today I'm going to review a game that never made it to North America. Now most people aren't really overly impressed with this game, but I enjoy the hell out of it. The game Mother 1, also known as Earthbound Zero for the NES. Mother was released in 1989 for the Famicom. It starred a young boy by the name of Ninten who had psychic powers he learned from his grandfather. He has to go out into the world and find 8 melodies so he can defeat the evil alien Gaia. I can't pronounce it, sorry. Mother was mentioned in the 18th issue of Nintendo Power in November of 1990. It was a small teaser article explaining that the game called Earthbound was going to be set in modern day, and instead of sorcery, the hero was going to be using PP, or psychic points. This had never been done before, so by saying this got fans excited would only be speculation. At the time, the two main RPGs released here in North America were Dragon Quest, called Dragon Warrior here, and Final Fantasy. We didn't even get Final Fantasy 2 and 3, and Dragon Warriors 2, 3, and 4 were released a few years here after they were in Japan. America just didn't know what to do with the turn-based RPG. We all know Final Fantasy 7 changed our thinking, but at the time we were playing games like Super Mario and Zelda. We played more games that relied on reflexes than games that relied solely on strategy. Also, Earthbound Zero wasn't released here because it was released late in the Nintendo's life cycle. It's a shame because the game was very well done. The game was created by Shigesato Itoi. He's also known in Japan as a copywriter and essayist. He runs a website called Hobo Nikon Itoi Shinbun, or Almost Daily Itoi News. I probably pronounced that wrong too, sorry. He has also appeared on The Iron Chef. Earthbound Zero was set to be released and was already translated by Nintendo of America when the Super Nintendo became the company priority. Earthbound Zero was set to have a strategy guide that came with the game, and that would have driven the price up. Americans were not used to paying higher prices for video games, and it was a gamble for Nintendo. And with the NES being discontinued, Nintendo just wasn't going to take that chance. Years later, Earthbound prototypes surfaced. The ROMs were dumped onto the internet. So people wouldn't get confused, Earthbound for the NES was now called Earthbound Zero. This was done so the fans wouldn't confuse the two games. If you want to play this game, you would have to do so by playing it on an emulator or a reproduction cart. The emulator's easy. All you have to do is find it online. There is tons of information on the internet. You can also use a USB controller. The problem is you have to use it on your computer. If you want that old-fashioned feel on your NES, you'll have to either buy or make a reproduction cart. There are sites out there that make them and sites out there that teach you how to make your own. They cost around $30 to $40, so it's not too bad. The gameplay is pretty standard for an RPG on the NES. The command screen is really easy to use, and there's also a run option if you hold down the B button. There's a ton of grinding in this game. I remember beating an enemy, taking a step, and having to fight another enemy. I didn't really mind all the grinding, but you know what? I think that's a personal preference. If you don't like all the grinding, there's a version out there called Earthbound Zero Easy. What it does is every time you fight a battle, at the end of the battle you get the experience and the money, and what it does is it doubles it, which is really cool. So it cuts all the grinding in half, and the best thing is that the rest of the game is exactly the same. The only thing that changes is the money experience you get from grinding, and it cuts it in half, which is good. So check that version out. The game has 4 main characters just like Earthbound, but you can only use 3 characters at a time. I don't want to spoil the reason why this is, so if you want to find out, go play the game or look it up on a walkthrough. The characters are Ninten, Anna, Lloyd, and Teddy. All of the characters from Earthbound on the Super Nintendo mirror these 4.
Ness Mears Ninten, Paula Mears Anna, Jeff Lloyd, and Pooh Teddy. Except Teddy and Pooh don't look very much alike. Teddy is a street-tough gang leader while Pooh is a prince who knows martial arts. All of the characters are great and I can't say enough good things about them. Ninten is your overall balanced leader of the group, Anna is the psychic powerhouse, Lloyd is the inventor and mechanic, and Teddy is the muscle. They also add a robot later in the game for a short time. If you are a fan of Earthbound, you'll see how these characters were mirrored in the sequel. The graphics in this game are nothing special. They work for the NES and aren't bad, but aren't spectacular either. The story is solid and the gameplay works. There may be a lot of grinding, but being that that was the standard back then, it's forgivable. The music in the game is not as good as its sequel Earthbound, but this game holds its own. In the second game, there are a lot of well-known songs, but Earthbound Zero has its own set of music. For an NES game, the music is exceptional. Some games have the worst music in certain parts, like the town music in Willow, or that 4-note tune in Rygar.
I hope you enjoyed my review of Earthbound Zero for the NES. Please subscribe, leave a comment, let me know how I'm doing, because, I really want to, make good videos for you guys. I don't want to be one of these guys that just makes a bunch of garbage. So, I'm working on another video right now. I'm trying to do a review of Gunsmoke for the NES. I'm going to be doing some Super Nintendo reviews, some PlayStation reviews. I'm getting some DVD recorder, more equipment, different things so I can get better game footage. I'm also working on my audio. So leave a comment, subscribe, let me know how I'm doing, let me know anything. I want to hear from you guys because I'm trying to, do reviews that you guys want to see and that I would want to see. And I don't want to be one of these hack reviewers. I want to be somebody who, does a good job for you. Anyway, I'm Jaytos. Subscribe, comment, can't say it enough, and I'll see you guys next time.